Revenge is a dish best served cold.
Cold-blooded.
Bears win on a walk-off thriller. We're talking about it. We're still kicking it here at the CHGO Sports Studios. It's the Brick by Brick After Show starting right now. Let's go. Welcome back to the Brick by Brick After Show.
Let's go.
W's in the house.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All the Jameis Winston's?
The Brick by
Clubbed
Brick.
up. You talking to Jameis Winston's, huh?
The Brick by Brick After Show is presented by our good friends over at Empire Today. Make sure you're scheduling a free in-home estimate and using the code CHGO, and you can receive a $350 discount. Again, go to visit EmpireToday.com for all your flooring needs. We're back here. We're not stopping here at the CHGO Sports Studios. I am your host, Greg Braggs Jr. Alongside me, as always, is Jerry Azumah and Lance L. Boogie Briggs in the house. What a win, fellas.
Big time. We got it.
2 weeks in a row, the Chicago Bears, for the first time in NFL history, a team has won 25-24 2 weeks in a row.
We'll take it. Yep.
We'll take it.
We'll take it.
A win's a win.
We're streaking.
Sometimes you got to win ugly,
We're streaking.
but it's a win.
You say it right there. I mean, we're everybody's kind of waiting for the worst to happen at the end, but maybe the younger generation, that's what they're preconditioned to. I'm preconditioned to your guys' Bears teams that found ways to win at the end. And so, yes, this is just the start of the Ben Johnson era, and started 0-2. They had to find themselves. But now all of a sudden, am I getting ahead of myself? Do you got to already spray me with the reality spray, Briggs, that the culture does feel like it's shifting a little bit, that now they're finding ways to win games instead of finding ways to lose them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Too early. Too soon. We are getting a glimpse. We're getting a glimpse. We're streaking right now. That's important. That's really important, especially this early in the season. One of the big things that we needed to do in this game, one of my biggest concerns was, can we stop the run? I thought we did a decent job stopping the run, not up to our expectation because we give up more than 100 yards, but we definitely affected the run game defensively.
Right.
And offensively, we affected the run game. When you're talking about the team that we want this team to be, the team that can find ways to win at the end of games, we're getting a glimpse. We need more on the resume first before we can say we're there. We're not there yet, but we got a glimpse.
To your point about stopping the run, if you look, as a team, the Washington Commanders ran for 124 yards.
Yes.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. But to your point, they held
62.
Krosky Merritt to
62.
17 carries for 61 yards. And last week,
62,
he had 112 yards or 111 yards. So, yes, Jaden Daniels, they weren't able to keep him in. They had him home a couple times. And Jaden Daniels is a special player.
They get him down. They hold their team under 100 points.
Right.
On those broken scrambles.
Right. So, I'm just saying, like, it's starting to get there. And maybe I need to level out a little bit. I know how much you guys love our leveling out graphics, so we got to bring it to the fold because Jerry,
I know spray too.
Jerry loves the leveling out.
A little bit.
Now I'm going to get sprayed. I'm gonna get sprayed here. But we
I know you're excited.
I know I got to get leveled out here, Jerry. But what are you feeling? I mean, look, it seems like Jerry's leveling out.
We got to work on this graphic. Oh my goodness, man! Like we got to work on that.
Well, Briggs is the one doing the work in that picture, but. I don't know, Jerry, where are you at? Because Briggs is trying to level me out. He's always, bringing me. Hey, it's good to have balance. Life is about balance. I'm always too high, too low. You're always right there, leveling us out. So where are you at?
Last year, would we have won this game?
No.
We would not have won this game. This
We'd have found a way to lose it.
We would have found a way to lose this game.
Yep.
A lot of games in the NFL, teams just lose games.
Yep.
And I don't really understand that, but now we're finding ways to win games. You know what I'm saying? So we got to continue this. I like what they're doing. There's still a lot of things that need to be corrected.
Correct.
Now, we're coming out of the bye week.
Yeah.
Okay? Way too many penalties.
We're not that team yet, though.
No, absolutely not. Way too many penalties.
Nine
You could clean up penalties.
Correct.
You could do that. But also, I mean, we ran the ball, so we made adjustments.
Yep.
The trenches looked a little bit better on defense. There wasn't enough pressure. I don't like that.
Correct.
You know, we got to get after other people's quarterback, especially with all the money that we spent on the defensive line.
And get them down when we get there.
Yes.
There were too many scrambles where Jaden Daniels, and hey, listen, he's gifted. He was the number 2 quarterback, not number 1. He was number 2 quarterback that was taken. And he was able to scramble and get out of tough situations where had we have gotten them down, we're looking at a game where, we have at least 4 sacks.
Yeah. We also have to execute as well.
Yep.
Especially offensively. Catch the ball. These are just kind of like basic fundamentals of football.
Yep.
Catch the ball. Get people down. Eliminate your penalties. Like, get rid of all those things that could beat you, and you have a better chance at winning.
Correct.
It shouldn't come down to this.
Yeah.
It should not come down to the wire. We had opportunities to take advantage of situations, and we did for the most part. The defense took away the ball, and that's what we want to see.
Yep.
The offense was able to capitalize off of those takeaways. But at the same time, we started shooting ourselves in the foot with the penalties.
Although some of those penalties, I believe
questionable.
Very, very questionable. Very questionable.
Awful.
Although they were questionable for both teams.
They were, but
they were questionable for both
some
teams.
of them in very pivotal moments for the Bears. But yes,
no doubt.
on the books, 9 more penalties for the Bears for 84 yards.
Too many.
Yeah.
They've got a ton of penalties racked up on the season. I think, each week you're seeing an improvement on something that they needed to work on. And the run game clearly was a step in the right direction this week. Now, next step, penalties. Yes.
Listen,
I also like the way that they use Swift in the passing game, which is actually an extension of the run game.
Yep.
So the way that they were able to find or create mismatches for Swift, and he was able to win those mismatches, this is what we want to see the Chicago Bears be. We know that they can be this. They've shown that they can do this. Now we need to be consistent and show this each and every week that they can come out and do this.
Yeah,
that the Swift's got a new album out.
He does?
So you always got to act out when there's an album out now. You know?
What's the album?
The new album that's out.
Taylor Swift. DeAndre Swift don't have an album right now, but yeah, I mean,
Eras Tour. Here we go.
Well, this is the cultured Lance Briggs. He knows he's got the heartbeat on the culture going on with the young kids out there. Hey, shout out to all the kids in the chat. We hit 90,000 subscribers on YouTube. We are getting to 100,000. So for this big moment, milestone marker for CHGO Sports, we are giving you the best deal we have ever given you to sign up to become a diehard. Go to allchgo.com/diehard and you can get in for $27 for the entire year. That gives you access to all the exclusive written content from Adam Johns, Adam Hogue, Mark Carman, Patrick Norton. Johns just wrote a great article last week about Theo Benedict, who we'll talk about here in a little bit. That's exclusive to you guys. You get discount on merchandise, 50% off all CHGO merch for any current diehard. But when you become a diehard, you get discounts on merchandise always going forward, and events, including our tailgates for every home game. Here in just 6 days, we'll be at the corner of Wabash and Cermak for the Bears-Saints
go.
game. We're back to a noon game on Sunday.
Yes.
How about it?
like those.
Good and early, yeah.
Yeah,
I like
you
those.
know, these 2 a.m. shows we've been fighting through, but you're with us, and that's why we appreciate every single one of you. And then, of course, on October 26th, we will be at Joe's on Weed Street. If you've ever come to any of our events at Joe's on Weed Street, they are
It's a great
awesome.
time.
They are a great time. And so
great time.
make sure you come out. There's a couple different. There's a general
Weed
admission
Street.
ticket, and then there's an extra ticket you can get that adds all you can drink and
What
eat
street?
and everything in there. Yes, weed.
Street.
Shout out
Street.
Sunnyside.
Yeah, shout out Sunnyside and the Sunnyside Lounge where everybody was losing their
What about
mind.
weed?
But I hide on the back patio now.
Street.
So when we talk about the culture changing, why don't we get a little bit of footage from the locker room? Jaquan Brisker, we do have a video here in our. It's already in there.
He made a play today.
Maybe it's
He
not.
sure did.
He made a play.
If it's not, it's no big deal. We do have some Brisker footage from the locker room. I'm sorry, I put Sarah on the spot. I thought it was in there, but we will get to that because I am kind of just big on the vibe. And last year's team, what did I talk about here these last 4 weeks? This team needed to find a backbone.
Yeah.
And
Identity.
their toughness or lack thereof last year was the biggest thing. You can talk about the coaches, you can talk about the players, you can talk about, but this team's mental toughness was the thing that was missing most. And week 1 against Minnesota, they could not hold the line and win that game and close it out. These last couple games are a sign to me that they're starting to buy in. Jaquan Brisker was in the locker room and talked a little bit about the mindset that this team now has under head coach Ben Johnson.
Close to another dogfight. What do you think you guys are learning about how to win these close games?
Yeah, just staying true to us. Really just not giving up. Keeping our composure. Just staying focused on the next play and things like that, and just playing together as a team.
What did you see on your first interception of the season?
We were in some type of zone. I seen the quarterback looking. The receivers was kind of open, and I just just playing it and took the ball away and then tried to take it home. But got tackled by the quarterback.
Which is like when you see that ball come out in that big situation, the shot get on it.
Yeah, they finally threw it my way. It's been 20 games since I got a pick, so it was good. Finally got the ball.
Fire just that feels like you guys are on a culture-changing streak right
Yeah.
now. And what sense do you get in the locker room that there's a new sense of belief that this team has?
Yeah, it's definitely different in the locker room. Like I said, it starts in practice. You could feel it. The energy is different in practice. The way guys were getting closer. The way we meet, without the coaches and things like that, and then the way we communicate on and off the field, it's amazing. You could tell, things are turning up, and guys are believing.
Does it feel like this is a game you maybe don't win in the past?
Yeah, possibility. Yeah.
What have been the keys to the takeaways that you guys have had week in and week out?
Really, like I said, starting in practice. Coach Al, all the coaches said we need 3 or 4, interceptions, and guys are staying true to that. Guys are hungry, ball hungry, and we want the ball. So, and you could tell.
Obviously, weather was going to be a factor tonight with like ball security.
Yeah.
You see the ball pop out there at the end. Like, what did that do? Like, I guess just like take us through kind of what it was like on defense to get that turnover.
Yeah, we needed it. It was a big one. It was 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, and we wasted a timeout. It was a 4-minute situation, and we were in a certain call, and the ball ended up coming out, and we took it and gave the offensive ball back, and they won a game for us.
To win ugly like this, I think that's what Caleb called it last week.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row. What does that show you about where this team can go? To be able to be on the other side of those close games.
Yeah. I feel like we're trending up, like I said. In the past we might have, gave up, but guys stayed true. Guys never give up. Obviously we get the ball back to the offense, and the offense, put it in for us. And, he made a good field goal, and we got a great W.
Did you think you blocked?
Well, there it is, Jaquan Brisker talking about the culture feeling different because of the way they're practicing, the way they're coming together as players away from the coaching staff. Now, you guys obviously had a great culture in your locker room. So I'm just curious, just from your guys' perspective, and I'll start with you, Briggs, like what was it for you guys? I mean, he talked about the standard of, hey, we want the ball. We're going to take the ball away. We got 3 interceptions today. And I know this was a standard for you guys and what you guys held yourselves to every time you guys went out there.
I think that for any great team or team that has great potential, you got to have a coaching staff that cares about the players and you have to have players that care about each other. We had a lot of pride, on our side of the ball, and they had a lot of pride on their side of the ball. It wasn't about finger pointing, it was about in the win, you celebrate your teammates. In a loss, you look to correct yourself. So, a lot of stuff sounds good. And Brisker he's definitely one of the core players on that team. Mm-hmm. If the Bears lose next week, it's not like, or this upcoming week, it's not like, all right, what's wrong with the locker room? I don't think there's anything wrong with the current locker room or state of the Bears, win, lose, or draw, but how do you respond when the times are tough? How do you respond? Let's say they come out and they lose to the Saints next week. How do you respond to that? Are we going to respond and say, okay, we're gonna put our heads in the bucket, in the rest of the season? Are we going to tuck our tails, or are we going to stand up and we're going to fight? Right. They have been fighting at the end of these games and finding a way to win. So in the Saints, whether we win or lose, are they going to be fighting to the very end? That's what we're looking for. Yep. We're looking for the fight. The dog that has those dogs that have that fight, because the fight eventually is going to spill over. That's what we saw. That's what happened with the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions, they were losing games, but they were fighting to the end.
To the very end.
To the very end. And you're like, this team is on the verge of being somewhere because of the fight. So this team continues to fight. If you fight, whether you find a way to win or you lose at the end of the game, you continue to believe in each other and fight, it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also making plays.
Right. Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, especially on defense. I think their identity is they take the ball away, right? We can say that as that's their identity.
Yep.
They have multiple games with multiple takeaways. Mm-hmm. And the defense is believing in each other. They're playing within the system that they've been, going out there and executing.
Yep.
They want to be able to go out there and make as many plays as possible. And they know that they have to get the ball back to get a chance. And it's very similar to when we play, Lance.
Yeah.
It was always about going out there, making plays, and that leads to everyone else being the next one to be like, you know what, I want to make a play too.
I want to make a play too.
It's very contagious making plays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you're seeing it happening right now, especially on defense. They are out there making plays, taking the ball away. It's hard to take the ball away in the National Football League.
Yeah.
It is hard.
Yeah.
But right now, they are figuring out ways, and they're locking in. They're believing in each other. They're playing hard, and they're getting it done. And that's what we want to see.
Stacked W's.
They're getting over the hump right now. And this right now is they're building momentum.
It feels good when you're
great
in that room and you say, listen, we're on a 3-game win streak.
Yeah.
Hey, fellas, listen, we're on a 4-game win streak. We're on a 5-game win streak. Like, it adds up. It is a great feeling because then you're putting yourself in position to be part of the postseason, and honestly, it's a feeling in Chicago that they haven't really felt.
Right. Well, and that's to the point. I mean, Brisker, he's only been in locker rooms that have failed, you know? So
I mean, he said it also. He said, last year they probably would have lost this game.
Right.
He said that.
Right.
So the feeling is different right now. They're feeling like, we could get over the hump.
Yep.
If we play together, we lock in, we focus, we know we're going to fight, but we have to figure out ways to make plays down the stretch. And they're doing that. They're making plays down the stretch, and they're winning football games.
Yep.
Right.
It's hard to win in the NFL, but they are doing it.
It is, and you don't apologize for wins, especially when you go and take them at the end of games.
That's right.
They've taken them the last 2 weeks.
They took them.
And
They've taken them.
They've taken them.
They've been taking them.
They've taken them.
Tookie Williams.
They've taken them. But hey, they've found a way to turn the ball over, and they've responded. They were 0-2 on the season. They got smacked in the mouth by Detroit.
Yeah.
They responded by winning 3 games in a row. They responded in the second half of these last 2 games when Max Crosby's terrorizing them.
Yeah.
They go down in the second half of this game. Commanders take the lead. The Commanders and the refs take the lead, and seriously, and the Bears they stood in there, and I'm sure they were getting frustrated, but they stood in there. It took a ball to bounce their way, but that's how football goes at times.
That's right.
You don't give up, you don't let go of the rope.
It has to bounce
and that's
your way
what they've
sometimes.
done here the last couple weeks. Hit the like button, chat. Appreciate everybody hanging out here at 12:30. Central Time here in Chicago, Illinois. All you guys here in the chat still hanging out with us. We appreciate you. Next week's noon game will be welcomed by us. We'll have a more normal scheduling programming here going on at CHGO Bears. But we appreciate every single one of you. We're going to give a shout out to our fine sponsors of this program. And when we come back, we'll take a look at some of the adjustments that Ben Johnson has made coming out of the bye week. Just like your favorite team needs a home field advantage, your home needs a home floor advantage, and Empire Today can help you get that. Empire Today has flooring experts, dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day of the week. We've all been to those big box stores. They might have a flooring department, but the person helping you with flooring may have been doing sinks yesterday, and we know those plumbers, they don't know what they're talking about, and they could be in the Cubs bullpen tomorrow, but doubtful because the Cubs are sitting at home for the rest of the year. Maybe they could get a job at Empire Today. Schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are just better at home. CHGO listeners can receive a $350 discount when using the promo code CHGO. Yes, you heard that right. A $350 discount with code CHGO. Restrictions apply. Visit EmpireToday.com for details or hit up their 588-2300 Empire. That's right. That's great. And you know what else is great? Our good friends over at Shady Rays. Shady Rays is changing the game. These sunglasses are made for real life. Seriously good looking, polarized, durable, and not stupidly expensive. You know that moment, the one where you realize you've left your favorite sunglasses at the beach or on the roof of your car or at the gas station 3 states away. We've all been there. It's a crappy feeling, but the best thing about Shady Rays is if you lose or break your pair, even on day one, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair. No guilt trip, just replacements. So now I actually wear my sunglasses without fear on hikes, at concerts, at the game, wherever. Shady Rays is the eyewear that has your back. We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. So head to shadyrays.com and use the code CHGO for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Here we are on the Brick by Brick After Show with Jerry Azumah and Lance Briggs. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Smash that like button. We're going to get into some Ben Johnson talk, but we've got an early winner for the Brickhead comment of the day, and that goes out to our good buddy Ryan Sullivan here in the chat. Ryan Sullivan's trying to talk that ish here, guys. So he's going to win Brickhead comment of the day. He says, I'm sorry, but this mutt be the dumbest ass conversation. Make plays. Yeah, dumbass. That's great. Thanks with an L for the content. For the this mutt be the dumbest thing. Thankles for the content. All right.
Hey, you might be out of your mind, bro. You might
be. Get this upside your head.
It'll make you rook over.
We appreciate you tuning in, Ryan Sullivan. I'm glad you're keeping us honest over here. Might want to work on your spell check. Maybe a little lost in the sauce.
Go to sleep.
Might be lost in the sauce. All right, it's late in the evening. You know, it's been a long day. You know, maybe getting a little too excited. But you win. You win our Brickhead comment of the
tomorrow
day.
Tomorrow you might be ready.
I was
going to
give it to Carm. I was going to give it to Carm because Carm just won't shut up in the chat. He's begging for attention. Just a pick me guy. Just pick me. Give me attention. But we're not going to give Carm any more attention. He needs to drive safely and get home so he can do a good job on CHGO Bears tomorrow, as El Boogie will be giving out his grades with Professor Briggs. But let's get in.
It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, it is going to be very interesting.
Feels like it's going to be positive.
Well, let's hope so.
In a lot of ways. Defensively, question, you know what I mean? You know, there's a standard. The standard's the standard, doesn't change. But I feel like it's going to be positive. Okay. I like that.
Well, look forward to that. Make sure you tune in at 1 p.m. Central for Professor Briggs' grades. But let's do the Foreman review with Ben Johnson, as we like to do now in his 5th game coaching the Chicago Bears. Gets them over 500 after starting 0-2. Goes into the bye week with some things they need to work on. stopping the run, get to the pass rusher,
Penalties.
running the ball, penalties. We haven't cleaned it all up yet.
Clearly not.
But the biggest adjustment Ben Johnson made was taking Braxton Jones out at left tackle and bringing Theo Benedict in.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden the
working.
Chicago Bears run game finds a way to run for 145 yards. You saw a little bit of Kyle Monungai. DeAndre Swift had a great game and finished on that final drive strong. Jerry, I'll start with you. What have you seen? What did you see from Ben Johnson here tonight and the adjustments they made from the bye week coming into a big signature win on the road?
Yeah,
in Washington?
on the offensive line, they had to make some adjustments because they've been figuring out this thing for a long time, and it's a lot of trial and error and things like that. But now it feels good, especially now over the fact that we've run for so many yards.
Yep.
So that's a good feeling. So it feels like it's in a step in the right direction. Yep. We have to continue to build on that. I think that Monungai needs to come on also. And
That Monungai?
I'm a Monungai.
Don't get caught with that Monungai, boy. They're going to get you. They're going to get you, boy.
he needs to come on also. And
Takes 2 weeks to get rid of that Monungai. Got to get some medicine for that.
Monungai. But I like what I'm seeing from the run game. We've been talking about this for some time now, about the run game, and it's starting to click. We need to be consistent now.
Yeah.
So next week is going to be another test. Yeah. We have to have some consistency. Hopefully we can see it.
I really like that especially toward the end of the game, when we needed to drive down the field to get our last points, we were able to run the ball doing it.
Yes.
Which is what we really want to do. We wanted to be able to eat that clock up, and we were able to run the ball. There's been times in the past where we've tried to run the ball, and it's negative yards on play 1, 1 yard on play 2, and you have to throw the ball, and that puts us in a situation where if we don't complete this pass, we stop the clock. We've eaten up maybe 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 seconds in 3 plays. That doesn't help our cause. So it's important to be able to run the ball, especially in critical situations where we need to run this clock down or keep the clock running, and do that also while getting first downs, while extending plays.
Yeah. Well, it's the difference between winning and losing. I mean, you look at the Raiders game a couple weeks ago. They don't get a first down. The Bears are using their timeouts. It's 3rd and short. Bears get a stop. Kevin Byard with the tackle. Shamar Turner with the push on the defensive line. And now they have to kick a long field goal. It gets blocked.
Yep.
There was still if they had made it, there was still going to be time left on the clock for the Bears to go the other way. The Bears have the same situation with them. They're not necessarily in field goal range. They're at the 30, 35-yard line. They need a first down. Washington's trying to use their timeouts to get the ball back. Even if the Bears had made their kick and not gotten the first down, now Jaden Daniels got a minute left to go back the other way. Instead,
clock management.
They get the game-sealing first down to get all the way inside the 20. Now you're going to make this kick.
With Moody.
Right, with Moody. So
be patient also. You got to stick with it and be consistent.
Correct.
Sometimes the Bears get out of sync and they get away from the run. They start panicking and things like that. But if you can stay consistent and stay with the run and just believe in the run, usually things start to click.
It'll work
things
eventually.
Start to happen. You just have to stick with it. And sometimes they get away from that.
Yeah.
They get away from. But today they were excellent.
Lance, specifically with Theo Benedict, were you able to see anything specifically with him here tonight? Obviously, that's a big switch to go from the Canadian Eagle, from Braxton Jones, who's been in this league.
Yeah.
Canadian Eagle comes in, first ever start at left tackle.
Yeah. I'll say this, especially on that left side, they were able to wall up. They were able to wall up to the second level, and they did a great job of, excuse me, when I say wall, I mean double teaming the defensive tackle up to the second level, up to the linebacker who's at the second level. And they did a wonderful job, and I saw Bobby Wagner, who's one of the greatest linebackers to play the game, especially at the middle linebacker position, and they walled up. I saw that he was inside of that double team, and as they worked up, I know now we've got 2 guys in 1 gap. And when you get 2 guys in 1 gap, guess what happens?
Crease.
Gash. We call it, a crease or a gash. So
that's what happened.
That's what happened, and we were really effective against the run. Hey, the other thing that I don't know if you guys noticed this too. at halftime when Ben Johnson did the interview. All right, I don't know if you noticed because we're talking about, this is a week away from the odd question or the question.
Right.
And this time he had a little vein in his neck. Like he was like, I wish you would ask me. I wish you would ask me something. She she asked
an
me
aggressive
before.
vein.
Yeah. But she was good. She was very good and nice and all that good stuff. And it was very positive. But it was very, very much a step in the right direction.
She reviewed the tape.
She reviewed.
She was prepared.
The mad scientist Ben Johnson is not messing around because at the end of the game, it was caught on the telecast. A bunch of fans picked it up. It is traveling a little bit around social media where Ben Johnson is telling someone upstairs to shut the F up. You can see him like trying to get the next play call in or something,
Yeah.
and he's hollering at his coaching staff.
What the hell were they saying?
Getting everybody in
Something
line.
wrong.
Right. Something they shouldn't have been saying.
Something wrong.
Something wrong.
So Ben Johnson
Let's
is
go,
always dialed in. I thought the one thing, if we're going to be critical, try to be, as I wave the pom-poms after a big Bears win, the decision at the end of the third quarter, just calm down over there.
Big
you two.
pom-poms.
Pom-poms.
Yeah, big ones.
Listen, you doing toe touches too? Huh?
I will say at the end of the third quarter, the Bears go to the line of scrimmage. It was 3rd and 1, and they could have let the clock run out to go to the fourth quarter and kind of regroup and see. It's a big first down. Instead, they snap it, trying to maybe catch Washington off guard if they're not going to. And we talk about Jaden Daniels' fumbled snap or botched, handoff that decided the game. Well, in that moment, that was almost the decider of the game because they just had a complete miscommunication. Caleb ends up taking like a 5-yard loss on the sack. Then they come back out of the break going into the fourth quarter. They get the field goal blocked. That was a pivotal moment in the game, and I'm curious if Ben Johnson would want that moment back. That'd be the one moment here tonight where I was like, all right, man, like,
The fourth down play also.
Yeah, there's always you're always gonna lose sleep in football if you're a competitor, if you're a real competitor. In wins, there's always stuff that you're like, man, we could have done even better. I know I could have made this play. In wins, like I missed 4 tackles, I missed 5 tackles. In this win, I wish I could have had that back because I know I could have made those tackles. It's even worse in losses. Like in losses, you're losing a lot of sleep because one of the hardest things to do in a loss is to watch the highlights of other teams making plays.
No, it's the worst.
It's the worst, right?
It's the worst.
And you're a crabby person if you're a competitive player. But it's one of those things, man. It's part of the DNA, in my opinion, of great competitors.
Okay, and the chat is saying that Ben was yelling at the refs because he was mad about a call. So
Scream at the refs.
Guess
Yeah,
because
coach,
they
that's
were
what-
refs to
goodness.
shut the F.
The
Then they
refs.
should have. I mean, that's
were they
a
doing?
total meatball thing for most fans to do is to blame the refs. But
The refs have to let the players play a little bit. Like, I know that they were calling it on both sides, but this is a physical game. It's a very intense game. Let these guys
Violent.
play a little bit.
they call that push off on
You don't need to be
Colson.
calling all these penalties and things like that. Let the guys play a little bit, man. This is football.
Colson Loveland gets a push off to start the game. Briggs was giving him a hard time. Top 10 pick. Makes a play. I'm like, come on. How you like that?
He
And then
made a great
gets
play.
Gets called back.
For what?
Yeah, got for nothing.
Push off.
Then Nashawn Wright, he claimed after the game that he's going to appeal it to the league that he didn't even touch the face mask, and that was a big play. It ended up being a touchdown for the Commanders later in that drive. You had Theo Benedict, they said, wasn't lined up at the line of scrimmage on the touchdown to Roma
was crazy.
Dunze. That was a crazy call.
crazy.
I'd love to get when players send in their appeals, I'd love to see which appeals won of this for this game or for the previous game. Like whatever it comes in on Thursday, Wednesday, whatever it is, whoever
They need
wins
to share
those
that
appeals,
information.
right, because that's an important part of this game. I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of appeals from Bears players and coaches from this game.
Absolutely.
And I'm willing to bet that they will want to win more than 50% of those appeals.
But this crew has historically been the type of crew where they call a lot of penalties.
Yep.
Yeah, you know it.
Questionable penalties.
Right.
And I hate that. Like, let the guys play. Now, both teams are competing. Both teams are going at it. Yeah, there might be a little bit that crosses the line, but let them both play. Because this is a physical and aggressive game.
Yeah, the stat that Brad Briggs brought to the table 5 days ago, so he was ahead of this, said referee Alex Moore and his crew will work the Bears-Commanders game Monday night. Moore is in his first season as a referee after spending 3 years as an umpire. Moore's crew leads the NFL in penalties through 5 weeks. 95 penalties for this crew with another 22 dismissed, and that was before the game. And so then you have today, how many more penalties? 9 for the Bears, 5 for the Commanders. So that's 14 more, and how many were dismissed in this game?
Right.
So, clearly there's something going on with this crew, a little ticky-tack for all of our taste. I mean, I don't know, man. There was just too many moments in this game for you to say, you can't blame it on the refs. I mean, I was fully prepared if they had lost this game to blame it on the refs.
I mean, literally taking points off the board. Literally taking points off the board. Like, we can't have that.
That was a hell of a catch by Roma Dunze. And a big-time throw and a big moment for Caleb Williams that they took from us, Briggs.
They took it.
I mean, what are you going to do? Like,
what am I going to do? I'm going to complain about it, is what I'm going to do.
I've been on the field. I've been on the field, and I've seen some of my teammates literally cuss out the referees, all the referees.
We did a great job at that.
And,
we were great at it.
And I'm standing like watching. I'm like, I don't think that this is going to help our situation.
It feels good, though.
Well, I guess it does.
It feels good.
I guess it does.
Cussing people out.
At the end of the day, though, you got to worry about the next play.
Well, I mean, Theo Benedict gets called for being too far back on the line of scrimmage. I guess the rule is your helmet as the left tackle has to be at the belt line of the center. Mm-hmm. I know Jaquan Taylor for the Chiefs was somebody that famously in the last year, opposing teams and fan bases were complaining that he was cheating back on the line of scrimmage to try to get an advantage from a leverage standpoint. Briggs, you've obviously had spent many times on the edge at the line of scrimmage. Was there anybody in the league back then that you knew? You always talk about tendencies. Was there anybody that you ever looked in your scouting report that you knew liked to cheat like that?
I know a couple of guys.
Well, call them out. It's late.
Anyway.
They're not watching.
I'll tell you this. They're watching. Sean Payton. Sean Payton's known for going for it on fourth down or trying to draw you off on fourth down. So going in to play the Saints, it was, hey, do not, on fourth down, they're going to try to draw you off.
Right.
Okay? Saints come in, they're in fourth and whatever, and less than 5. It's fourth and less than 5. I'm coming up to a fake show a blitz. I'm not even blitzing. I'm fake showing the blitz. I get a hard count, and I jump. And as soon as I jump, I point at the center like this, like, it was you. It was you. It was you. And I'm like, what an idiot. In the damn 10th
That was
year.
your big dummy moment.
Big dummy moment.
Put it up.
Dummy.
Brickhead moment.
Yeah, that was the brickhead moment for El Boogie. We got some super chats in here. Let's get to some of those before we take our next time out. We got Dr. Donald Gooch, the Gooch, bringing in a $50 super chat saying, Braggs, not saying it's perfect, but as a professor in the classroom in the reg, I don't know what that means, I need some grace for my boys. B or better for the Bears. So, he's a
Grace.
doctor.
Why would we give grace?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Listen, I'm not
Why would
sure.
we do that?
Right, and we can't speak for the professor. The professor's going to decide what he decides.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to call it right down the middle. So it
But
is what it
he's
is.
also a professor.
Right.
He's Dr. Donald Gooch, and this is a real person.
Okay.
He's been a
The
diehard.
professor's a real person too, Braggs.
That's true.
What
I'll
are we
Who's
doing?
Gucci?
Just who's this Gucci? Well, he's been a diehard and a loyal supporter to CHGO Bears. So I
Shout
just
out
figured
Gucci.
I'd introduce you to the Gooch.
It's all Gucci.
When Mark Carman has his harmonica, and he gives a shout out to Gooch.
Harmonica.
He says that It's toot the gooch. That's when he's giving a little calm attitude, which is very weird.
It's interesting.
But I just thought I'd bring that to the table as well. James Doherty, $20 super chat says, I credit this with to Dub Bears 40-year Super Bowl anniversary hat I got at opening night. I started wearing it versus the Cowboys and have worn it for every game since. This game gave me a few heart attacks. So I totally with you on superstitions. I don't know if you guys are big superstition guys. Are you?
No. I'm a little stitious, but I'm not superstitious.
I'm very, very. I mean, that's why I'm sitting out on the patio for these games now. Because
Lord.
Remember, I came in, and that's when they blocked the kick. That's when they messed up.
It all comes down to you.
Won't see you again until we lose.
It all comes down to you.
I thought maybe because like the Bears didn't were kind of getting stymied in the third quarter, so I was like, maybe I'll come back in, see if the mojo will reverse. Then they got stopped. They had that fumbled snap on third down. Then they get the kick block, and Jake, our GM, was like, "Get back outside," and then I did, and then the Bears won. So I mean, there's something to that.
So this is easy then.
Yeah, I'll sit out on the
Bears
patio.
clearly don't have to practice. It's all on you.
Right. So to me, there's only two places I can be the rest of the year for these Bears games, and that's either on the patio or at Circa at the stadium swim. Because
I think the patio.
Hey, come on.
Circa sounds better.
Circa is a lot better, but it'll burn a hole in your pocket real fast. Dr. Donald Gooch comes back in with another $10 super chat saying, Lance, my boys' first home game ever is this weekend against the Saints. Tell me we can expect a win.
Yeah, we're talking. Yeah, we're talking Bears. Yeah,
sure.
I wouldn't. Yeah, why not?
Why not? I mean, if you look at the Patriots,
3 straight.
Patriots are rolling right now, right? They're 4-2 on the year. They had a big primetime win on the road against the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
And they followed that up with a big win against the Saints at home. So now the Bears have an opportunity. Just had a big primetime win on the road. Now they get the Saints at home. So let's see if Caleb Williams can follow in Drake May's footsteps and try to get to 4-2 in that regard. This quarterback class, at least those three guys, are starting to build a little bit of a resume.
There's a trend.
There's a trend
that is starting to build, and let's see what happens. Defensively, we're taking the ball away. Offensively, we wanted our offense to commit to running the ball. They just did that, in this last game, and they did it extremely well. Let's see if we can continue to do that. We continue to do those things. We can do really great things, and the Saints will be another block that we're going to have to knock down along the way.
All right, we're going to take another quick timeout. Our Brickhead commenter of the day, Ryan Sullivan, is asking in the chat, would love to see Double Nickel break down the linebackers, and maybe we'll do that for you.
Got something for you.
We might do that for you when we come back. If you hit the like button and you subscribe, maybe we'll talk a little bit about TJ Edwards' return, Tremaine Edmonds. I know Noah Sewell came out with an injury. We got a lot to cover here on the back half of the Brick by Brick After Show. But first, a quick shout out to our good friends. Listen, guys, you want to feel organized and confident in your finances? Well, you got to hit up Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean interface on your laptop or on your phone. And right now, just for our listeners, Monarch is offering 50% off your first year. They've been really helpful with me this last couple weeks. We've been searching to buy a new car, trying to figure out how we're going to make it all work, especially when somebody in the family had to go to Vegas for a week. I don't know who that was, but whoever it was, Monarch Money certainly was the one to help keep our financial plan in order. You don't need to track every dollar, but ignoring your finances entirely can cost you, so you don't want to do that. So don't let financial opportunity slip through the cracks. Use the code CHGO at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code CHGO. And of course, got to give a shout out to our good friends over at Mando. Mando and their sweat control solid stick deodorant. It's football season and fall is here. Crisp air, maybe a bonfire or two, but if you're like most guys, you're still putting in the hard work, and yes, that means sweat. Don't let body odor sideline you. You know that feeling when it's game day and you've been working hard all week. Your lucky jersey might be smelling a little too lucky. Well, there's a real game changer. Mando deodorant plus sweat control. This just isn't another cover-up. Mando is one stick, and it has 2 jobs, powerful odor and sweat control. It actually stops odor before it even starts. No more masking, just freshness. So go to shopmando.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Mando's got you covered with deodorant plus sweat control. Say goodbye to sweat stains and a hello to long-lasting freshness. All right, we're back here on the Brick by Brick After Show.
Ricky.
This chat is getting spicy. We got some guys in here talking. All right, so better keep that zestiness to yourself over there in the chat.
How you know about zest?
It's fully clean. Zest fully clean.
Zest fully clean. All right, Brickhead commenter of the day, Ryan Sullivan. He's asking you, El Boogie, your assessment of the linebackers tonight. TJ Edwards makes his return. He's injured here to start the year. And obviously Tremaine Edmonds continues to make an impact here each week. It seemed like he was flying around the football as well. What did you see?
Actually, Lance, I think
Jump in there.
I think that they changed a little bit. They switched positions. I think that Edmonds and Edwards switched.
As far as like Mike and the Will?
As far as the Mike and the Will, especially in under and over formations.
So that could be the case. That could be the case. So let's talk about over and under. So let's say over front in the way that we run it. Now, some teams can use their Wills and their Sams are interchangeable, and that's the reason why these under and over fronts make a lot of sense. If you're in the way that we run it, the Will is going to be to the strong side. So meaning
strength.
The strength, meaning the 3 technique, the D tackle will be 1 gap away from the defensive end. In an under front, the Will is going to be away from the strength. Okay, meaning the Mike's going to be to the strength, and that defensive tackle is going to be 1 gap away from the defensive end. In an under front, and we played seasons where we played a lot. We're like, listen, we're going to be in under front a lot this year,
right?
Which basically put me at the middle linebacker position and Brian at the Will,
right?
So this could be a situation like that where there may be an under front or a front where it puts the Mike where the Will is and the Will where the Mike is, or it could be a switch of positions. I'm not sure. We have to see how things develop along the season.
And also game plan too. So it's about taking away, certain things that they run.
Yeah.
So if Edmonds lines up better as a Mike instead of the Will, then that's what they're going to do to try to take away what they're doing offensively.
And whatever they're doing, it's highlighting because Edmonds is all over the place. I believe at this point of the season,
he had a hell of a game too.
He's the defensive MVP right now. Mm-hmm. I think he's the most consistent. He's playing his best football. People have questioned him over the last couple of years, and I'm really happy to see him doing what he's doing. He's not only in place, he's taking the ball away. When he hits people, he's knocking them back. They're moving back.
Yes.
He's
all around. He's flying around. He's always around the football.
He's always around the football.
Always around the football. He has a nose for the football, and that's what you got to be as a linebacker. You have to be aggressive.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's knocking people back is just absolutely
huge.
tremendous.
He's it looks like he's in a comfort level. He's playing the best football I've seen him play in the Bears uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, TJ Edwards obviously coming back. Tall task. There's a couple times where Jaden Daniels and him, it's one-on-one.
Yeah.
It's hard to – it's not easy to get that guy down in open space, but there was somebody in the chat, Josh, said, I thought Edwards had a good impact on filling the gaps and helping with the run. I also felt Edmonds did a better job attacking the gap instead of standing and catching the player. Mm-hmm. So some of the guys in the chat are
– They were playing with their eyes, so – they were seeing it and they were reacting. They weren't hesitant. They were moving instantly and trying to come downhill and make plays. And they were doing a lot of that.
They did a better job of coming downhill this game than I've seen in the previous games, or at least early on, those first 2 games. And it's important. Like you have to understand that the way that the run fits work, if those D tackles, if those offensive tackles or those offensive linemen stay on the D tackles, the linebackers have to get downhill and play on the other side of the line of scrimmage. if they come off that double team, then the D linemen have to make those plays. You know, it all works together, but you have to, once you run as a linebacker, you've got to come downhill now.
Right now,
You've got to
can't
come down. You have
hesitate.
to attack.
Yeah.
You have to attack. So,
Yep. I mean,
it's one of those
Tremaine
things.
Edmonds at one point had a pretty big batted ball. It was just a quick little pass, but it was at the end of the game where, you know, you're trying to, you know, slow down Jaden Daniels in that offense. So that was a big play.
Yep.
You know, you had Montez. So TJ Edwards had the recovered fumble in the scrum after Montez Sweat, another guy who we've been asking to step up, had a forced fumble. TJ Edwards is the one that pulls it out of that pile that helped the Bears build an early lead. So the defense continues to answer the bell and are really starting to step up in these last 3 wins. So that is a good sign here going forward. It'll be interesting to see how they do here against the Saints. Ryan Sullivan in the chat says, I love this backer talk. The area needs more talk on the second level. Well, hey, you know, I know these guys, you know, are always preaching me. Let's talk defense, defense, defense. We're always talking offense, and that's definitely something I think all of us in the city kind of lose sight of. This is a city built on defensive football, and all we're ever obsessed about is the quarterback and Ben Johnson in the offense, because we've never had, you know, an offense that, you know, that the rest of the league seems to find a way to get to.
I think the DBs all played well too, like collectively. You know, there were a couple of issues with penalties and things like that, but
we're going at Nashawn Wright a little.
But they were in position, but they were able to get up at the line of scrimmage and challenge the wide receivers.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
That's what I want to see. I've been talking about this for quite some time, is that I feel like you don't want to get into a track meet. You know, these guys are just too good in the NFL. The free releases and get down on the safeties too quick. You got to get up there and challenge these wide receivers. Get your hands on them or get in front of them and try to knock off the timing a little bit.
Got to challenge the timing.
You know, got to challenge the timing,
They
because
were
you
going-
don't want to just run routes on air.
They were going at
that's easy.
They were going at Nashawn Wright a little bit early on. Tyreek Stevenson gets beat on the double move later in the game. They did have a big play that led to a touchdown on the pick play that they said it was on the telecast. Troy Aikman that was a natural pick play on Dom Rob, who had to go
And
out
Joe
and
Buck.
and Joe Buck.
Yep.
Everybody was more mad at Troy tonight, but the defense certainly
He doesn't
stepping
like
up here. He doesn't. I think
does not like Caleb.
I think that's a fair assessment. He's probably not a fan. I think it kind of showed a little bit tonight on the telecast. You know, it really did. I mean,
it was clear.
I mean, we all have our biases, and you try to be fair to a guy like Troy Aikman, who I really enjoy listening to call games. He's one of the best. Him and Greg Olson and a few of the other guys are able to really explain.
I like Greg. Not a fan of Joe Buck. All right, not a fan of Joe Buck. Joe Buck called me out in the game, and he had no idea what the coverage was. Matter of fact, we were playing the Saints. We were playing the Aints. All right, and he called me out on a pass. My phone was blowing up. They were like, "Man, you had this man-to-man in red zone because Joe Buck said it." I was like, "We were actually in a cover 2.
Yeah,
we were in cover 2, and it wasn't my play. Thanks a lot, Joe Buck."
Well, it just goes to show you, and this is something I've definitely learned over the last few years, being a little closer to things in the Bears organization with the coverage we do here at CHGO, is, you know, as much as I've watched the game my whole life. I mean, I didn't play it, but I have watched enough to feel like I know a few things.
Yeah.
But the one thing I have learned with 100% authority is, unless you're in that room, unless you're watching film, you truly understand everybody's responsibilities.
Yeah.
Everybody's keys, everybody's rules, then you only have half of the puzzle. You see the formation, you see the results, but there are a lot of rules and keys that we're not privy to as fans or analysts that are watching the game that can say with certainty that this is what this person was supposed to be doing. And that certainly was a humbling thing here over the last couple of years. It actually hurts me because I'm supposed to yell ignorant stuff into the mic. And so the more I learn about the game, I'm like, well, wait a minute, time out. How am I now? I can't do the meatball thing, but it's probably for the best, as we try to give, the fans the most fair coverage we possibly can on the team we love here in Chicago. But I do love yelling ignorant stuff into the mic. It is my thing. It's what I'm known for. Before we go, let's get into a little bit of Caleb Williams conversation. He's now the first quarterback, if I have to get this right, in Bears history to have 5 straight games in his first 5 games. Let me read this stat correct. First Bears quarterback ever to throw for at least 200 yards and 1 touchdown in each of his first 5 games. So, little steps, progress. No turnovers here tonight. And so Caleb Williams had a few different things to say. And shout out to Sarah and Steven for dialing these up. And here is Caleb Williams talking about winning close games.
It's big because we know that we can win these games in those moments. When the game is close, defense does a good job stopping them. We go down and score, and defense goes back out and stops them, or whatever the case. We know that we can win these games in these moments, in these big moments. We would like to win by 30, but that's not always the case, and that's not always going to be the case. And so being able to know we can win these games is really important.
Yeah, it's definitely important, Caleb Williams. Trying to change that mentality from losing a lot of these games last year on a 10-game losing streak, and now they've found a way to win a couple of these. Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson, obviously, this is going to be a big nucleus for this team going forward. This was Caleb Williams talking about Ben Johnson and his play calls.
To have him, sometimes he's on the headset, and it's like, this is a great play call right here. Here we go. And so he did that today, and he says that to me. So he has all belief and confidence in himself. And then, those little things actually provide confidence, when you're about to go call the play and, you line up and you're like, uh-oh. And then the play actually works. And so the belief and trust in him, the faith in him that he's dialing it up, and he does every time.
And so there's Caleb Williams talking about faith that they have in each other. And then finally, Caleb Williams.
Good narcissism right there. It's good narcissism. Hey, Caleb, got a great play right now. Hey, watch this. All right, call this right here.
Well, Ben's got an ego for sure. Ben's got an ego. And then this is finally Caleb on being coached by Ben Johnson.
Yeah, I'm excited every single day that I get to wake up and be coached by him. And I know the other guys are also. I think we believe in him. We trust him. We trust our other coaches. And I think that's going to continue to keep growing. The belief in him is there, and we want to win for him. And we obviously want to win for us and the Chicago Bears.
They believe in Ben Johnson. I believe in Ben Johnson.
Wait. What did he say? What'd you say? He said that.
Know.
He said that. Did he say that same thing? He said the same thing about the last coach?
I think so.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Not.
He said that about
I bet you we can find.
He said that about flus.
He was lying.
You're going to lose with the flus.
He was lying. Oh, man, Dallas is already feeling it with flus on some of his third down decisions on how he's going to play his secondary back. So they're already feeling what we've been feeling the last few years. So there's Caleb Williams as he continues to progress here under Ben Johnson. He goes 17 to 29 on the day, 252 yards and a touchdown, a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. No turnovers. Should have been 2 passing touchdowns. That play to Rome Odunze was big time, and it irritates me because they had a streak of a touchdown in every game, him and Rome. So that was frustrating.
W's, guys. Listen, it's about the W's.
Yeah, but I was
what if they kept the streak and we lost? Like, it's not. I
know, but I was like,
let's Jameis Winston and eat these W's.
Well, he's on pace right now for 4,000 yards. We'll see if he can get there and be the first quarterback for the Bears to ever do that. But we shall see. I'm definitely. I was gonna take an unfair shot at Justin because he had only 45 yards in the last game. But I'm not gonna do that because I'm a bigger man than that. But I'm just saying
you did.
Yeah.
Stop talking about our exes.
You definitely did.
Yeah. Well, I think England is own apology for that Broncos Jets game because that was pretty bad. But I actually like Justin. But I was gonna have some fun with it. But I'm not gonna do that because the Bears won and that's bad karma.
This X talk, huh?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Well, I mean, hey, This has been a fun show. I don't know how much more you guys got left. I know we're going to wrap things up. It is 1:15 in the morning. So I think this is a good spot to end it. I could go another hour celebrating this big win, but we do have 3 more shows coming up tomorrow. Hogan Johns in the morning live, and then CHGO Bears at 1 p.m. Central with Lance Briggs, Mark Carman, and Adam Hogue. Professor Briggs will be giving out his grade, so make sure you tune into that. Yes, and then at 7 p.m. Central, me, Shane Marsaw, Phil Latoshin, my guys from the Tape Never Lies Network, they'll be joining me as they always do on CHGO Bears After Dark. So 3 shows on a Victory Tuesday, a short week as we approach Bears versus Saints and the opportunity to get to 500. Once again, if you use this QR code on your screen, you can get for $27 for the year. You can sign up to become a diehard in honor of hitting 90,000 subscribers. We've had a big subscriber lift here tonight after the big win. So welcome to the family here at CHGO Sports. We bring a lot of great content. Blackhawks season underway. Bulls season's underway. Baseball doesn't stop in the offseason, and the Chicago Bears are over 500, looking to continue to keep this winning streak rolling. So Jerry Azumah, Lance Briggs, shout out to you guys as always for grinding out these late nights. We appreciate your hard work as always to the program. And shout out to all you here in the chat for hanging out with us as well.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to Sarah and Steven for killing it, staying late, working hard. We appreciate you guys. Everybody, Emma and the whole social staff is doing a great job. Devin.
The team. It's about the team now.
That's right. Good, better,
and
best.
getting W's.
Never let it rest.
It wasn't a B2A game, was it?
It wasn't a BTA.
It was more of a
Pillow.
just a like a pillow, just
pillow to
just a pillow,
A.
just a
pillow to A.
just a pillow.
Don't spank the Ultimate Warrior.
Like a
What do you
backhand.
mean?
It
It's
was like
not.
a backhand.
This is figurative. Ultimate Warrior represents the Commanders.
We were just about to end the show, and then you start spanking the Ultimate Warrior.
That's what we
That's
did.
what we
We
did.
spanked. We don't
it
have
wasn't
any
a
other.
spank. It was a backhand.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a backhand. There
back.
you go. Backhand to the tush.
I was more of a Sting guy growing up. Who's your favorite wrestler growing up?
Macho Man, Randy
Macho Man.
Savage.
How about
Woo!
you? Did you have a favorite wrestler?
I did not.
You did not? You didn't like having fun?
No.
Wasn't into that. What about the Undertaker?
Wasn't cool to me.
Undertaker was cool.
Right.
But
Undertaker, Bret the Hitman Hart.
I love Sting.
That was cool.
Sting, Shawn
Yes.
Michaels.
Shawn Michaels is the man.
Come on
Coco
now.
Beware.
Yes. Sweet Chin Music. Bad News Brown. Kamala.
One wrestler no Bears fan will ever be a fan of is Doink the Clown. We did have a Doink in the game here tonight from Washington, so that was another big moment here in the game. Randy Savage is in the chat all of a
It's
sudden.
amazing.
So that was out of nowhere. So
Randy.
all right, guys, I think that wraps things up for tonight. Appreciate everyone as always. Big Bears win. Get to over 500. Ben Johnson building the culture. Stop doing that to the Ultimate Warrior. Good Lord. Appreciate every single one of you. We will see you tomorrow, Bears fan, for a Victory Tuesday with 3 shows. We love you. Keep your head up. And always, bear down.